Now links. Now links are, I just want to add something about images. Those of you that don't know that I'm doing 100 blog posts in this year. So I'm up to 80 already, so we're not even halfway through the year. So I'll certainly reach those goals. So when I send people royalty-free images, and that's probably something we need to talk about, maybe not today, but at another time, and the significance and how to actually do that really well. When I send people images along with my post, is I always change the name of I don't have any control about how they post the images, but at least if I put the name or in the title of the blog post, that helps a little bit as well. So links. Now, you need to put internal and external links in your post. This boosts your credibility. It's just about the notion that the internet is a sharing and loving environment where we all care for each other. You do have to be careful about what external links you use. If you're linking to news, a lot of the newspapers will actually defunct their links after a while. At the moment, I'm investigating some plugins for WordPress that will check your links. However, apparently they're frowned upon by a lot of web hosting services. So there's sort of a balance about using them for a short while and then discontinuing using them. But internal links are those that link to other blog posts on your site. And again, these are really, really important things to do. How many? Nobody really knows. Because it's obviously most of everything Google does is quite secret. So, but we need to use it at least once or twice. And it's also interesting. I don't know and again, I always go back to my own personal experiences. So if I'm reading about an interesting topic and I see that a few of the lines are highlighted and I think, well, that's obviously going to give me more information, and I often will go and check it. I was going to say, also make sure they open in a new window. It just helps your bounce rate. Yeah, so somebody might, and it also helps if you're like me and you're a bit clumsy and I'm on my phone, I'll click something and I'll open up a new website that I didn't mean to do, and I'll go, oh crikey, what have I done now? But if I can just sort of cancel that site, and then I'll come back to the original article. So links, extremely important. That's why I'm writing 100 guest posts, because all I ask for the people is that they have a link to my website at the bottom of the article. I write about anything and everything. What I'm going to do fairly soon, probably in the next couple of months, is get to the Google Analytics and actually show where I can actually prove that these external links that are on other websites that come back to mine, how they're actually boosting my SEO. But it does take time. So that's links, incredibly important. Don't use what they call a naked link, where it goes http:// Just use the words. So just highlight the words. And I always open in a new window.
I have a question for you. Sorry. Because you were talking about links, and because I've heard about, and maybe what you were talking about is how I learned it as backlinking into other good and reputable sites to help, and that is why you want to do that, to get the more other stuff to help boost you, is the way it was taught and shown to me. So is that kind of like what you were meaning by doing the external links?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you link to a credible website, even if it's Wikipedia, it looks good. It means that you've done your research, that you're open to sharing, and that's you can it's about building that web. That again, coming back to being authentic. There isn't anything new on the internet anymore. But you'll have your own unique spin. You'll have your own unique look and feel for something. But I think it's always polite to credit where you got the information from. And do that with your external links. You can write just, some of these ideas came from XYZ. I just recently started a website for cats or kittens. So I've got my puppy club, and I've also got now my kitty club. And I was busy yesterday. I thought I've got to get one post up at least because it's been, So I found a really good website, 18 interesting facts about cats. So I used 3 or 4. I expanded on them. I spoke a little bit more about them, and they're really, really funny things that you probably never know about cats. And I said, for more great information, see XYZ site, and I'll put the link in. Yeah. So that's about that. Good.
Hey Susan, I have a quick question. Maybe I missed it in your graphics, in your graph, but how much of your traffic comes from social media versus what's organically found through the search? Because now that we're talking about sharing and linking.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really, really good question, because that's it depends on the website, and it depends on how much I do. So I'll just tell you what I do, and I'll tell you that as Karim mentioned earlier, I work Twitter. I find Twitter really works for me. Facebook is just great for sharing stuff and family stuff and friends. But so what I do is I have a blog post, and this is really something that I've learnt, because when somebody posts my blog on their website, I always do the right thing and I share it like mad. So I go to the bottom of the thing, and then they have the social share buttons. Now, if they've only got 1 or 2 social share buttons, that's all I can use, unless I because you have to make it really easy for people. So what I've done on my blog post is I've put them all down there. Now, I don't really care about Google+. I hang around Pinterest a little bit. Not quite sure what Instagram's really about. But they're there because other people do. Other people have major accounts and they love these social media. So you have your Facebook, you have your Twitter, of course. Some of the blog posts have their own internal, the platforms have their internal sharing system, what WordPress does, but also have all that. So make sure your posts are structured to be shared on anybody's, even if you're not busy on those sites yourself. All of my blog posts are automatically shared onto a Facebook page, and I've got about 10, got a lot of pages. I don't have time to manage 10 Facebook pages, but I automatically have them shared, so the content is being moved around. I have a retweet old posts plugin, which looks at posts that are over 30 days old, and it goes through them, and it just pops one every 2 or 3 hours, and you can change all that, how often, the frequency, that sort of stuff. But I do use Twitter. Now, what happens is when I go to my Google Analytics is I can look to see where the traffic's coming from. And for me, excuse me, it's mainly Twitter. So I work Twitter, so that makes sense, doesn't it? A lot of my stuff goes to Facebook pages and it goes to Twitter. And I don't really do any other, because I don't really have time. So I share on those 2 big platforms. I allow other people to share my posts on all the platforms because I just don't know. It's always better to have something out there than nothing. And I also track. But having said that, what I'm learning now is that Twitter is becoming one of the greatest places where people are leaving Twitter and they're coming to my website, and the figures now are really quite dramatic. They're almost the same as the organic sharing.
Follow-up question, and maybe you covered this earlier when I stepped away. When you're formatting your headlines and your messages for social media, specifically Twitter, do you use the title that's in your blog, or what do you do to make it catchy and newsworthy so that people catch it and they click back and come back to your blog?
I tend to use the title. I don't have a lot of time to, some people will write one blog post and they tend to spend maybe an hour or 2 actually reformatting it so it's better for each different social media platform. I don't. But so I concentrate on the title. That's for me, is I've learnt that's the key, because that just comes back to what are people looking for? What issue, what problem do I have to solve people? Or how can I entertain people? So what are they going to search? What are they going to put in their browsers? And that will be my, here on the top of this screen, how to structure a great blog post. That's a great title for a blog post. And I'd use that, and that uses that for Twitter. That's, yeah. I have to admit, I don't do it as well or I don't concentrate on it as well as some people do. Google doesn't read the little articles. It doesn't read a lot of sort of, it doesn't really use a how to or a. It may ignore great. The way to check it though is, I don't know if you know what a permalink is. Anybody know?
No, I've heard the term though.
Yeah. When you're writing your blog posts for WordPress, underneath it will have your permalink. Now you need to set your permalinks up so that they reflect the information in your title. Other than that, WordPress will give them a number. Now this is a crucial mistake a lot of people make, is that they've written these great titles, they put together this really wonderful blog post, but no one's going to find them because Google searches the permalinks and all it'll have is a number, and nobody searches a number. So you need to check it. I know that people that will have, that does check the title as well. Sorry. So you'll have your title, you'll use some words, and you may use some other keywords in your permalink, and that will help boost your SEO as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it comes to sharing online, I don't know if I'm lazy, I just don't really have a lot of time. I just go for a really good title. Hey
guys. No, I just wanted to say, Davion, yeah, I know you have to go, but thank you for joining us. You're always welcome. We do this every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, 6:30 Central. So if you had fun, come back and bring some of your buddies.
Hey, man, thanks for inviting me. I'm learning a lot. I want to stay and hear more because I have tons of questions. But thank you, Susan. Thanks, Dan. And I think I saw Leon over there driving.
Yeah,
and
Leon's
Chris.
here.
Thanks,
Yep.
Chris.
Hey.
All right. Thanks, Kareem. I won't take up you guys' time anymore. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Take care.